Hello, it's Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. It's been a while since I've done a third mark video, and as the title will tell you, this is the video leading up to and when I achieved the third marks of excellence on the Tier 7 Czech Heavy, the VZ-44-1. I think I've got one replay of this on my channel already. I've got 4 replays for you today. And yeah, the final one, obviously the one where I achieved the third mark of excellence. So yeah, I actually had a lot of fun playing this this heavy. Unlike the tanks coming after this, it doesn't have a double tap gun. It's a single shot gun only, but it's got 320 alpha. And for a tier 7 tank, a tier 7 heavy, 320 alpha really feels like you're hitting the targets quite hard. And I think that's why I quite got on with it. You know, I actually found it quite enjoyable to play, and I didn't find the third mark grind that bad actually. I quite enjoyed the process in this tank, so that's always quite nice. It is a little bit sluggish, the tank. That's probably its biggest downfall. It does feel a bit sluggish, and you know, sometimes on these big open maps you can find yourself chasing the damage a little bit. And that's always a little bit frustrating. I guess that's my biggest critic of the tank. I think the armour itself, for, you know, if you're facing other tier 7s, it's pretty decent. You can bounce a few shots. If you start coming across those higher tier tanks, and obviously they're going to be able to go straight through you. But tier to tier, it's not too bad. You know, you've got a decent hit pool as well. But yeah, the biggest thing is just 320 alpha at tier 7. That's the thing what makes it feel quite nice to play. Now, here we are on Arctic region in the first video. I've come to this side. I don't often come to this side in a heavy tank just because the artillery, the fun police, can get some quite easy shots on you where we are here. And it can be quite of a pain. But I think I decided to do it this time mainly because I couldn't be bothered to try and make the cross because the tank's quite slow. And I thought we'll give this a go from this spawn. And it started off alright. We've got quite a lot of targets in front of us, which is nice. We derped that shell because obviously it's not fully aimed, it's to be expected, but we had to take the chance. And we're just looking for the shots where we can here. And we are managing to pick up, you know, quite a lot of damage. It doesn't take long to rack up the damage in this. Like I say, with that little bit of, you know, 320 alpha, it doesn't take long until you're really starting to pick up a little bit of damage. It looks like we're pretty evenly spread out on this map. Unfortunately, this KV-85 is kind of in my way at the moment, but the fact that it's not getting completely shut down is giving me the confidence that I may actually be able to make the crossover, because I already had one artillery shot at me, and I want to keep sort of relocating to at least force the artillery to, you know, have to turn to face us. Plus I want to just keep the pressure on, keep building on onto the team, because the longer I stay in one location, the more likely it is for the fun police to ruin my day. Plus if I move up here, I might actually get some assistance as well from our guys behind me. But this medium tank in the middle, he's my priority at the moment, this A44, because whatever happens, I'm always going to be proxy spotted here with him staying there, and I can't really progress until that guy's taken care of. Obviously I'm concerned when I overpoke this high that I'm going to get shot in the side, but he's actually made it a lot easier for me by coming out like that. And now it's just a matter of time until I kill him, and that's made my life a little bit easier, which is quite nice. I guess he was obviously concerned about maybe getting shot from behind, from my guys on the other side. So yeah, what are we up to now? We've got sort of 2,000 damage. And yeah, it's still pretty even on the scoreboard, but I feel like we're taking control of this map. The enemy team's predominantly been sort of stuck, forcing in their base in the open, and it's allowing us to sort of push the pressure and get them pincered in, so they've got nowhere left to go. And we're still pretty healthy, you know, still got 1,100 hit points, so we can even afford to eat a few shells. We stopped terrain 1 in that Tiger 131. Now this SU, I don't know if he's given up or what, but I ram into him, take his tracks off, and yeah, I'm guessing at this point he's probably not playing. But so it's just a bit of a formality to get rid of this guy at the moment. Oh, he's wiggling his tail. Go down to it, so he must have been playing. Now I think I must have kept him tracked in place. And we managed to put itself up to 3,000 damage. Now the Tiger 131's going for us. That is a dangerous tank at tier 7 because the DPM at tier 7 is absolutely disgusting on that tank. So we do want to take care of him. Unfortunately, as I poke up, I sort of jolted my shot there, but I also just missed a shot from artillery, so I guess it's a bit unlucky I missed that tiger shot, but at the same time I do manage to miss the artillery shot, so that's quite nice. So now it's just a case of clean up time. Now it's 4 tanks. I'll probably saying it's all but won this game at this point, but it never is. You know, sometimes things can happen. I've seen people throw from crazy situations than this, but at the moment it looks like we've got 2 tanks sort of where our medium's still holding them off and north of the map. We want to get over there because that's where the most of the hit points are left. At this point I don't know how healthy they are. We just had to look at the Black Prince. He's got about 1,000 hit points, so if we can get over there and take some of them off of him, we can end up having a decent game, which is obviously all going to help for the mark. I think at this stage I think I've only got the first mark at this stage, so I'm a little way off it at the moment, but you know, every little bit of damage counts. And we're just going to try and get up behind the Black Prince. This is nice that this medium sort of kept him in place. We've actually got a shot on this T-34-85 there on the move, which is nice, putting us up to 4,000 damage. If we get, we're not going to be scared the Black Prince is going to run away because he's even slower than me. So we're going to be able to catch up with that Black Prince. We get another shot into that medium there, and he gets finished off by our friendly teammate. And now, it's just a try. The Black Prince obviously has low alpha, but he does have a very quick rate of fire. So getting caught out in the open like this, he could put the hurt on me. But I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to shut him down before he kills me. Unfortunately, I bounced that shot, so I'm going to try, if I can, just to make myself a little bit harder to pen and block my lower plate by this little cliff. It's not really working out too well for me, but at this stage, it's pretty much won now as he just gets shot down. And there's only 1 medium tank remaining, which is around this corner, the T-34-85, and it looks like he's getting taken care of by our teammate. And that brings us an end to the first replay, but let's get to the scoreboard and we can see how we did. And then we've got 3 more games to come. So we've got 1 kill, 4,666 damage, 485 assistance, ace tanker, high caliber. Yes, not too bad, not too shabby for a tier 7 tank. Obviously we was top tier in this particular game. But stay tuned and I'll see you in a bit for the second replay. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2, and this time we're on Pilsen. We are mid-tier on this game, so it's a tier 8 game. So I think there is a few 7s as well and a few 6s, so it's fairly balanced matchmaking. And we're on Pilsen. Now, Pilsen's a map, I'm not massively a fan of it, but I'm not massively against it either. It's kind of just one of those maps for me, if you like. But in a heavy tank, it can be okay. So we might be able to, see what we can do on this replay. I'm going to head over to the other side spawn and see what we can spot. From this spawn, it's what I prefer to do anyway. I prefer to engage them on this other side. Quite often you can get a few early shots in if the enemy team play quite aggressive and cross over. But there is 2 fun police in the game. Now the fun police, as always, they can ruin your game, and 2 of them's never fun. I think this is a fairly recent replay. I think I only had this one within the last week or so, so it's quite an up-to-date replay. So this is the sort of starting position I like to take and to see if we can get any early damage off the game. And this VK is obliging nicely, and that's a lot of hit points. It's just sort of full sending in the open. So yeah, I'm quite happy about that. Now I'm not entirely sure why I don't go for the cupola here, if I'm honest, rather than the lower plate. Yeah, the lower plate's fine to pen. It's just that I had to expose more of my tank, so there was more chance of me getting penned. Where I could have just penned the cupola like that and not have to expose nearly that same amount of my tank. It looks like at this stage I'm on the second mark, and yeah, so not a bad start to the game. We've already picked up 1,000 damage. We've not been penned in return. We're going to try and get a shot in for the cupola of this VK there, and we do, and then he quickly gets shut down. And already the enemy fun police have been shut down, and that is lovely because now I don't have to worry about that at all, and I only have to worry about what is in front of me or what's around me. This AT-08 is an easy pen if we can hit the cupola, and it's stuck right up in the open there, so hopefully we're going to be able to get another shot for the cupola if we can, and yeah, see what we can do, and we do. So that's quite nice. This is why I like that 320 alpha, you know, I'm already up to 2k damage. This game's only just started. It's pretty even, it's 12-10, we are 2 up, but it's, you know, it's relatively easy, and it's definitely not a win yet. I think the enemy team have the better spawn, if I'm honest with you. I think I prefer that spawn because you can use the ridge lines, or you can get to the, you know, use this this warehouse and get to the front of the warehouse. There's a lot more positions you can use. But I've decided to go into this warehouse, which is going to allow me to push up and see if we can get any shots, you know, different angles basically on the team. There is this Dreadnought here, which obviously got 750 alpha, so I don't particularly fancy him full sending around on me. But at the moment I've got enough guns which are sort of keeping him pinned in place. Well, I don't think he's going to do it, or certainly if he does do it, he's going to at least take some damage in return. And it's, you know, hopefully it'll get farmed out by making a play like that, but you can never be too sure. We've got the rear of this Independence. Now, I regret blimmin' snapping that shot because I ended up missing it, and I could have put a shot into the drive wheel, rear drive wheel, and actually penned it in place. Unfortunately, I don't, so I do miss out there on a little bit of extra damage, but I do pick up the kill anyway. I'm just looking to try and get some few shots here, but you see I'm detected, so obviously the 6th sense, but the target did as well, so I don't fancy poking that corner because it could be some TDs on that ridge line. I don't want to get slapped when I do that. I'm going to constantly be spotted here just because I'm in proxy range of these other tanks. So we're going to turn around and see if we can get any shots at a different angle, because it looks like there's this Carnarvon. I'm hoping maybe I can get a shot into him, but he's not exposed himself, but this AT-7 has. We get a nice shot into there, putting us onto just under 3k damage. I think, from memory, if I can remember, it's about sort of 2,200 average damage to 3 mark there, so it's not a too bad one to 3 mark. We couldn't get his cupola there, so we tried to get one for his lower plate. Doesn't happen, but I think I'd track him in place, so it'd probably force him to use a repair kit. And I was going to see if I can get any more shots. But this Carnarvon, you know, thankfully for me, comes straight out in the open, which allows me to get a shot into him. I'm backing up here just in case I thought that light tank might full send me, so I was just going to try and angle myself. But he kind of does it when I want expected, but I managed to get a shot in and he gets shut down, which is really good. This Brass is circling us. Now, I don't really want to get, you know, he's got a 2-shot autoloader. I don't really want to get hit by that in the rear, so I'm going to try and put him on a 1-shot. Unfortunately, I missed that shot. But he then gets shut down by our Scorpion G, so that's not a concern anymore, which is good. And now I can focus on and get shots into this Carnarvon. Is right out in the open. It's looking like this game, it was fairly even for a while, but it's swinging in our favour now. It's a 5 versus 2. I'm pretty sure we're going to get this now. I just got to kill this AS7 and then we'll just finish off that Carnarvon. And hopefully we can get a couple more shots of damage, which would be nice. There's only a little bit of hit points left in this guy, but it does give us another kill, puts us just under 4k damage. We've also got 1,200 assistance as well, so that's worked out really well. I think that must have been track assistance. I must have tracked something. We know the Carnarvon's gone this way. We're just trying to catch up with him and see if we can get ourselves a little bit of damage and potentially get ourselves secure ourselves an additional kill as well. It's just a case where we're trying to find where he is. But we spot him, he's going in the open, we aim this shot, we take that kill, and that brings us an end to replay number 2. So let's see how we did. We got 4 kills, just over 4,000 damage, 2,136 base XP, more than the other game because obviously we got more kills and we're not top tier. High caliber, ace tanker, and yeah, so not a bad game. Got 2 more to come, so I'll see you in a bit for the 3rd replay. Okay, so here we are for the 3rd replay of the video. It is a tier 8 lobby again. We're on highway. I do like this map, but the other spawn is far superior to this spawn because you can get right underneath their ridge line and cause them all sorts of problems. which you'll probably see in this game later on. Spoiler alert, we do go on to have a good game though. And yeah, so we're going to see what we're going to do. We're going to go to our usual position, which I like to do for this spawn, which is basically just sit up on the ridge. And I don't like to go straight into town, if I'm honest, because I like to see what damage I can get, you know, see if I can spot anyone crossing going into the town at the start, assess the situation and work out what I want to do from there. But straight away we get a nice shot in to an enemy tank already, which is always really good when you get that early damage in on the move. That's why I peak high on the ridge at the start to get to my position. It is riskier because obviously if you get lit up you can potentially take some damage there, but at the same time you've also got an opportunity to do what I just did there and get that early shot of damage. Now I do poke quite high on this ridge, which again is risky, but I'm trying to push out my view range as far as I possibly can, because I know stuff does cross going in towards the town, and if you can spot them crossing going in towards the town, you can quite often pick up a little bit of assistance or maybe a few shots of damage. But at the moment it's, we've already lost 3 tanks, so it's not a great start, but we get a shot there into Tiger P crossing to go into that town. We're looking to see if we can get a secondary shot into him. Unfortunately at the moment he's not quite presenting this. Unfortunately he gets lit up. I think he must have got spotted by our light tank, but then he gets spotted again. We're going to look for a second shot. Unfortunately we don't manage to get that one in, but then we've got this light tank full sending in the open, and I hate them wheelie tanks. They're really annoying. I want to get rid of him. We do get a lovely shot in which also damages his engine, and yes, he's now one shot to us, so we can maybe pick up that early later on. And then we get a fantastic shot blind into that Tiger P, and we set him on fire and we pick up a lot of damage for it. So that was a really, really good result there. But our team's losing 7-15. And this game's only just started, so I don't quite know what's happened with our team. It's a real shame because I'm thinking, oh god, this could be the end really quickly. I've had a decent start to the game, but I could have so much more. But yeah, it's a 7 versus 14 situation. I know I'm probably going to have to turn around and deal with that situation behind me, but I want to maximise my damage, so I'm trying to get as much out of this situation as I possibly can. And I'm leaving it to the very last minute to sort of turn around because there's lots of damage in front of me at the moment. Managed to get a few shots into that TD. We're going to hopefully finish him off, maybe even up the score just a little bit more, but now I'm going to have to turn my attention to the tanks which are coming behind me or in the cap, because yeah, it's a 6 versus 12 situation at the moment, and we've had 3,000 damage, so there's like so much more I could have out of this game, but it's looking like this could be over quickly. I need to try and get out of this situation. I'm going to be sitting ducks there, so I'm going to have to take a risk here, which means I could potentially take shots. Unfortunately I missed that light tank on the move, which is a pain. But yeah, I've got no choice. This Dragon must have already shot his gun. He's in an awkward situation. I would like to take him out of the equation if I can. But now I'm a little bit safer where I am. There is fun police which can hit me as well, but I've got so many problems to deal with right now. We have evened up the score though, but when the enemy team gets on that ridge like that, it can be really hard to deal with. And yeah, that's why I think the other spawn's a lot better personally. We're going to see if we can maybe get a shot into this Dragon. I really would like to take him out, but as we do that, the ISU comes in. So we get a nice shot into that guy, and he gets taken out by our G-Saw, evening up the score again. And we're on just over 3,000 damage. It looking like this Stone Cold might poke up. But as we do this, the Dragon comes out, and thankfully that shot goes in, because that was a really big shot. Because that's just closed down an angle. I don't have to worry about that angle, which allows me to use this ridge more freely, because obviously I'm not having to worry about getting shot in the side by a Dragon, which he could do right now if I hadn't got rid of him. But it's still very hairy. This Stone Cold comes in, he gets one in, he does fluff his other shot, and then we get one back into him, so it's a pretty good trade, putting us up to 4,000 damage. But obviously Stone Cold, with that double shot gun, is very, very dangerous. We're going to get a shot into the Ferdinand there, picking up another shot, but our team's sort of falling apart again. And this T-32, I mean, if he was on full health, I'll be feeling pretty not confident, but a lot more confident than we are. But unfortunately, he's on a one shot to pretty much anything, and the enemy tanks are just so healthy. You've got this Oho here, so I'm having to try and deal with this Oho. Also got Stone Cold, which could come behind me at any minute, and it's not looking very good, is it, at the moment? We're in a 2 versus 5, which is quickly going to go to a 1 versus 5. And I think they just got too many hit points to deal with. I can't stay where I am because the Oho will kill me. I've got to push and kill a tank, so I'm going to try and take out the Stone Cold because it's impossible for him to clip me out. And I know I can kill him before he beat his reload. We just do that, and we do take out the Stone Cold. But I've got a Fun Police looking at me. I've got our Oho looking at me. I'm going to go for the track wheel to try and track this Oho in place, and I missed a shot. And unfortunately, this third, I'm buggered. But we made a good go of it. We can't say we didn't try that time. We did all our best to try and win that game. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Our best wasn't enough. But having said that, we do pick up 3 kills, 5,455 damage, ace tanker, and high caliber. If you look at our damage spread to our team, there's not a lot I can do. I was in a tier 7 tank. And that's quite a lot of damage for a tier 7 heavy. So yeah, happy with that one. But we've got one more to come, and that is the one where I achieved the 3rd mark. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are on the final video, which is the one where I achieved the 3rd mark of excellence. Bit of deja vu here. We're on highway again, but this time it's just a standard team destruction. So no cap to worry about. We still have the Fun Police to worry about. And we have the same spawn as before. Although the game does turn out a little bit differently to the previous game. We're just going to see what we do. I mean, the start of the game, I'm going to approach it for exactly the same way which you saw me approach the last video. Where I'm going to try and get high up on that ridge and get to the same sort of location and see what early shots we can get. Also to see if we can get our bearings, see if we can suss out what the enemy team are doing, where the enemy team are located, and just working out where we're going to achieve our damage in this game, because it is a tier 7 lobby, this one, so we're quite top tier, which is nice, but also it does mean there's less hit points for us to be had, which isn't great when you're going for your 3rd mark of excellence. We do get a fortunate shot into that light tank. I'm not entirely sure what he was doing there, hoping to achieve from that. We say a very aggressive scouting role, and almost lost his tank and lost the majority of his hit points. We're looking to see if we can potentially finish him off if we can, but we have to expose ourselves too much, and then we've got an opportunity to kill this, get shot into this other light tank. Unfortunately, we fluffed that shot. I am a little bit concerned about the artillery, but we do pick up a tiny bit of spotting assistance. It all counts. We could potentially kill this guy with high roll, and we do get a shot into him, and then he gets finished off by our light tank. Putting this on the mark, just about 600 damage, and yeah, a lot of our team is quite stationary across this line. No one's really gone into the city, and this is. The other spawns are a lot easier to get assistance because I can just push right onto the ridge, get to the train tracks nice and early, and yeah, it's a good position to get assistance from. At the moment, I'm just trying to work out if there's going to be anything going to the town. This medium tank comes in the open. Unfortunately, we don't manage to pen him, but we do get some track assistance. The only annoying thing about track assistance with the way the 3 marks works, it counts the highest amount. So whatever you get with spotting assistance or tracking assistance is the highest one, which counts towards your 3rd marks of excellence. So just say I had 500 tracking damage and 1500 spotting the damage, only 1500 of that would count towards my average damage, basically average combined damage for the 3rd mark of excellence. Now I am weighing up the decision at the moment. You see me rocking backward and forward. Do I take the risk to push forward and try and get under that train track to spot the enemy team? Because it's risky, because if I don't make it, I'm going to ruin my game and I'm going to go down. But if I do make it underneath the train track, there's a very good chance that I'll be able to pick up all that assistance damage, and it's going to make my free marking grind a lot easier. So I've taken the risk because a lot of our team is just camping on the back. Our light tank wasn't really spotting, so I had to do something, and now I'm just hoping I'll make it there. Unfortunately, this TD on the left, that's underneath on the far left, that's a problem for me because we want to get under that ridge, and he could potentially shoot us while we're getting under there. You see, we've lost quite a lot of hit points already. I'm a little bit concerned here, but thankfully this TD gets taken out by our KV2, and we do safely manage to make it under the ridge. We've lost a lot of hit points, but we got to the location we wanted to be, and we picked up 1600 assistance for it. And now I'm safe from the fun police, and I'm able to light up their campers, and hopefully that will allow me to get all the assistance from our campers on our ridge line, as you can see there. And that should be how I'm going to be able to free market this game. It's just by going for those assistants, because it's quite I want it to be ahead of the damage, if you like, because if I wasn't, because it's a top tier game, I might not have got the most damage out of it at the time I got there if I waited for my team. But this way I've got ahead of my team, and I'm picking up all the assistance for it. So already at this situation, I know I'm not going to drop. I know I'm not going to go down on my mark of excellence. But I probably need a little bit more. I say I'm going to need, at this stage, to mark it, maybe another 500 assistance or 500 damage. And then I should be pretty safe. And I think I'll be able to get the mark of excellence. I think I only needed 0.5%. So that should just about do it. So I'm just trying to push on to keep these guys lit, because our fun police is actually hitting these guys. We try and get shot into Nashon. We thought he was going to back up. We missed that one, but pick up a tiny bit more assistance for it. And now we're going to try and get under their ridge. But as we do, we get lit up. We take one, which puts us on the one shot, which is making it even more awkward for us. But we do pick up again another little bit of assistance. There's only 5 tanks left. I want to, if I don't go now, our light tank, or our TD in front, is going to be the person picking up the assistance because he's further forward. So I need to try and get under that ridge to maybe try and get a few shots in if I can on this SU-100. Otherwise, that's all I'm going to get. I've got 3,000 assistance, 1,000 damage. So yeah, it's about 4,000 combined, but I did have a little bit of track assistance, so it's not all going to count. So I really kind of just want to get an extra pen, because at this stage, any extra pen could be the difference between actually completing the third mark of excellence or not. So I'm going to try and get under the ridge. Like I say, I am a one shot, but if I can just get 1 pen, maybe 2 pens in, that's going to be enough to finish off this game, and we should complete our third mark of excellence. Like I say, it's a little bit different, this game. It's played out a bit different to how the other one was, where we lost, and this one we've actually played the aggressor. It doesn't always happen on this map. Quite often you end up fighting at your base from that spawn. But yeah, we should be able to get one into this SU-100. We're trying to be careful he doesn't get a shot through our cupola, so we back up a little bit. He's getting flanked, so I'm hoping in a minute he's going to turn his attention, so I might be able to get a shot into him, which he does, and we do get a nice shot into him there. The Jag Panther's the next healthy one for me. If we can get a shot into him, it'd be really good. And we do, and now we put them both in a one shot. I take the chance to go in there, because at this stage, I think if I die, I'm not too concerned, because I think I've already achieved a mark of excellence. Unfortunately, we do get shut down. Maybe we should have delayed it, but I thought we was going to die pretty quickly, and I thought I had to go in to finish off that kill. But yeah, he shortly gets shut down, and that does bring us an end to the video. So let's see how we got on. We got 0 kills, about 2k damage, 3,000 assistance, but there we go, we complete the third marks of excellence, got the scouting medal, and that brings us an end to the video. So as always, thank you for watching, and happy tanking.